Hi, everyone. So nice to see all of you here today. Wishing all of you a very happy new year. So we'll get started in a couple of minutes. We'll allow all the other members to join in as well. But in the meanwhile, I would encourage all of you to introduce yourself, use the chat box, tell each other a little about your business, what you deal in, how one can reach out to you. So in the past, we've seen that during such sessions, the first couple of minutes when people network with one another, they actually are able to make good business connections. So I would encourage all of you to introduce yourself using the chat box. So we'll start the session today sharp at 1:05. But I'm honestly very excited to see all of you here today. And the way we'll do this session is we'll keep it as interactive as possible. The idea is for everybody to be able to absorb and learn and keep it a two-way communication rather than just a one-way learning medium. So do stay actively engaged. I will be asking a lot of questions, so you could use the chat box and reply. One thing for you to keep in mind is that if you have any question at any time, please use the Q&A section to send in any questions so that they're not missed out. Towards the end of the session, I will leave ample amount of time intentionally for a detailed Q&A session. So you can keep sending the questions as and when they come to your mind. So like I mentioned, we'll just give it a couple of minutes for all the newcomers who joined in just now. We'll just give it a couple of minutes before we get started. Just checking if everything is working fine. Yes, I can see the chat is working fine. It will be nice to see all of you introduce yourself, interact with one another, tell about your business and what you deal in. So I'll just kind of, to break the ice, tell you a little about how networking happens and the challenges that are there and not there. So usually we all, and I think networking today is stereotyped as a very negative term, and it's only when I really need to make a sale or I want to have new business opportunities, that's when I network. And we all at some point or the other go for different various networking sessions. We are in a closed group, and at the end of it, we're just seeing, oh, how do I leave the session without anybody noticing me? Or how do I network with anybody at all? How do I break the ice? How do I interact with them? And we're at the end of it just standing in a corner and possibly talking to somebody we already knew, right? So it happens. It happens with everyone. What I'm trying to bring and emphasize on is the fact that it needs to be started at some point, because networking honestly is not just to bring in sales for your business or to your organization, but the fact that at some point in life they will be able to help you, whether professionally, personally, or let's say even just if you don't need the help, they might come up with a new idea. So it's very nice to see now that you've all started sharing about one another, sharing on the chat box. So we have a minute left. We'll allow everybody else to join in and settle down. But it's very nice to meet all of you here today. And again, Happy New Year, and hoping this year brings in a lot of business opportunities to all of you here present. Again, I just want to reiterate for all the newcomers, the way we'll be doing this session is we'll keep it as interactive as possible. So feel free to send in any queries, any questions, as well as feedback. You can ask anything that comes up to your mind. So recently there was a research conducted that over 40% of businesses will die out in the next 10 years if they don't learn how to accommodate new technologies, new digital mediums. And this session today is planned so that all of you at least are aware about the various ways in which you can be digitally abreast. So again, given that it's now 1:05, we'll get started. So what we're going to cover today, and give me a moment, I'll share my screen. Yes. So what we're going to cover today is basically a broad overview of GlobalLinker, how it can help you. I will in fact also show you a live demo. Then we'll move on to what is the importance or why should one have an online or a digital profile. And then we'll quickly move on to how do you get started, why, where, when, and how to kind of sell online. And then once you all ready, how do you go out there and say that I'm now ready to service you? How do you get your prospect customers? And then we'll do a detailed Q&A session for the benefit of everybody who joined in late. I will be leaving intentionally ample amount of time for the Q&A session so that we can all interact with one another and have any queries solved. So let me open the forum and ask all of you here, what do you understand about GlobalLinker, or what do you think GlobalLinker is? How do you think it can help you? So let me see what you all feel about the platform GlobalLinker so that I can help give my thoughts about it and tell you a little more. So what is GlobalLinker according to you? So I can see some chats come up on my personal box. I would request you to use the everyone tab to send in your responses so that everybody else also sees it. But I can see that some people are saying it's a networking platform. Okay. There's a gentleman here who says that I interact with new people on GlobalLinker. Absolutely. It's a store provider. Okay. That's one of the aspects. What else? It's like Alibaba.com. Well, I'll come to that. I make B2B interactions. Absolutely. Okay. So let me kind of give you just in a layman sense what GlobalLinker actually means. Mr. Mangesh says a platform that can help us to grow our overall business. That's bang on. Absolutely. It is various things combined together so that you can grow your business in totality. But just for the benefit of everybody, in a layman sense, just like the way we use LinkedIn, let's say, to connect for jobs or for work updates, and we use Facebook to make friends or connect with our existing ones. GlobalLinker is a platform to network or connect for business opportunities only. So business interactions happen, and it indeed is a reality today. It's a community of over 400,000 businesses. So 4 lakh businesses are interacting with each other, networking with one another. They're talking about how do I source new raw material? How do I engage new distributors? They're actually appointing agents. They're sharing their awards, their achievements, all their new product launches, and a lot is already happening. So I'm just here to help all of you also become a part of all this engagement. Now, the community is absolutely free to join, but it is an invite only program. So I'm happy to see that all of you have been invited by some of the other partnered organization. One thing I'd like to mention is that it is important for you to treat it as your own online business circle. So your own online forum or your own online closed round table. And I'll show you what the platform actually looks like. And I saw Mr. Chetan says it's a give and ask of a specific requirement. It'll help grow business, growing up my business and connecting for new opportunities. So absolutely all of this. But one thing I'd like to mention is that Just like I gave you the example, when in a physical room, we all go to network, but at the end of it, sometimes we are left where we're just standing in a corner and talking to the people we already know. Just being on GlobalLinker or being on an online networking platform does not help. You need to go out there, build connections, tell each other about what you're dealing in, see what the other person is seeking in terms of a requirement. So it's not just about being present on the platform. You need to have an updated profile, you need to have a complete catalog, you need to be able to project or present whatever your business deals in, so that it actually is the true sense of digital networking. So let me actually now show you how my own profile looks like. Just give me a moment, I'll log into my profile. And I'm sure all of you have also seen it because you all have your own profiles, but I'll just show you how you can use certain features and make the most of it. So this is how the platform looks like. It's very user friendly. We understand that everybody is now used to the social aspect, and so you know where to look for if you're wanting to post a new discussion. You know how your profile looks like, so that's on the left hand side. In the middle is where you actually consume content of what the others are saying, or you also can share your own ideas, your opinions. You can actually say that I'm looking for a new buyer, new seller, talk about your products, your services. And of course, you've joined this session seeing this particular post, so you can talk about any event that is happening within your organization. Here is a business, P2P exports, who is not just looking at selling their own products, but is looking at buying. So they're looking for somebody who can provide them gunny bags for their products. Various people are posting in various things. There's somebody who's talking about what they deal in and how they're an exporter community. So it's not just about what I would suggest, not just to post about I deal in XYZ, these are my products or these are my services, but post a little more about the credibility. So why should somebody deal with you versus somebody else? So if you can see here, this post says buy this particular product from Amazon. Here is the link. It's also available on XYZ platforms, and here's my WhatsApp number. Now, as a consumer, if I see this, and if I'm looking for a keyboard, when I go onto Amazon or Flipkart or let's say Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, I might as well browse that and see the various products that come up under keyboard and see what are the pluses and minuses and see the ratings, reviews. So there's no reason why there's an impact created about this particular keyboard and that I should buy this, right? Only because I saw it, I'm not going to buy it. But if the seller were to say, this is why you should buy it, this is how this keyboard is different from all the other sellers present on various platforms, then it possibly would have registered and I would have gone on clicking and possibly buying as well. So I'm just trying to bring about how you can bring in certain basic changes which can actually help you project or position your product better. Now, let me show you the various other sections that exist today. Under the resources in the top navigation bar, you'll see knowledge. Now here it's divided into two parts. One is discussions, which means whatever you see currently in the main section, that's where you can go ahead and click on, or articles. Now, this is a very interesting section where business owners like yourself, as well as market leaders, as well as leading organizations and GlobalLinker, share a lot of quality information or quality content that you can consume or understand and implement within your own organization. So for example, here you can see Amy Radden writes a lot in the leadership and management space, Whereas Adnan, our in-house e-commerce expert, he talks a lot about how you can grow your business. Whereas the Retailers Association of India talks about the trends or the experience that you can have in the retail industry. Likewise, there are a lot of organizations, a lot of business owners who are already contributing a lot of knowledge out there. And one such example exists of the Federation of Indian Export Organizations, who is a nodal export body who gives every single week the trade alerts that you can actually follow. Now, having said all of this, it's not important that you read all of this. Definitely you will if you're interested in it. But what is more critical is for you as a business to grow is that you start contributing information as well. Now, if I see a post of yours on the platform, which like that keyboard example which was there, now if that member were to actually write an article about their knowledge in the keyboard space, and I was reading that, and he often contributes in that space, I will register that okay, this person knows what he's talking about, he's an expert in this domain. Let's say you're a service provider, and let's say you're a CA, and you have a lot of expertise in your subject, but I don't know that. But here, this gentleman, Mr. Anirudh Gupta, he's a CA, and he writes a lot about how one can actually register their business, what they should do, without the hope of anybody interacting with him for a business connection. But that actually makes a lot of difference. The minute he posts like that, people actually then register that okay, he knows what he's talking about, I can reach out to him if I have a requirement in the legal or the CA space. So don't just read, but also start writing. You can start small, you can write short articles, you can make it in the form of a video, or you can write, let's say, almost use it like a blog where you're writing a lot of quality content for others to read. Okay, so moving to the next section is about the groups. Now, this is a pretty self-explanatory section where on various platforms you join groups where there are a lot of like-minded people who come together to discuss a particular subject or a topic. So that's the agenda of this. But let's say, for example, you are an exporter or an importer, you would join this group which says World of Import Export Agents and Agencies, or you're interested to know about how you can actually get listed onto the BSE exchange for SMEs. So you will join that, and you will start posting what are your questions, or you'll start answering your thoughts about what others are posting. That's the purpose of groups. Now, moving quickly to the events tab, here is where you will see a lot of events, courses, workshops, training sessions being posted by various organizations, not limited only to GlobalLinker. A lot of organizations post their physical as well as virtual events. So if you'd like to be updated about all the networking or business events that are happening, please stay updated with this section. Not only that, you can actually, if you have your own event and you'd like to invite the business community or the online, go ahead and post your own event so that people can actually see what's happening and register. For example, here you can see that there is a course happening in buying and merchandising. It's a boot camp course and it's absolutely free. So if you'd like to register, likewise, you'll see that there are a lot of other sessions happening as well. Now, I'll come to the catalog section in a bit, but let me offers. Now, here is where we have curated a lot of market leaders offerings. So let's say you are looking for an office space. We have pre-negotiated a deal with various providers because 4 lakh of us together are asking for this service. So here you can see the various providers, the various categories. Let's say you want to create a working capital account, you want to create a current account, or you just want business lending. So anything that you go through in your business journey, we're trying to account for that and put it up here so that you have everything in one place. And you have everything in one place from the best of organizations at good rates as well. So this is a section that I'm sure most of you will anyways explore. Now, moving quickly to the online store or the digital catalog. Now, what I'm trying to tell you here is that whether you are a B2B, B2C, D2C, industrial consumer, no matter what type or category of business you are in, you can have your own digital catalog. And what I mean by that, I'll show you in the form of examples. Here is a B2C brand who has created this online catalog using the GlobalLinker store capability, and they've created it on their own. They've created it in under let's say 2 days, but you can do it even under. It depends on how large your catalog is and how much is it ready for starting to get online. But here you can see they've put up all their best sellers. They've identified what is it that will interest the customer. They've put in aesthetic photographs of their products. They've actually put in all the different categories. They have their own social media feed that is coming up. They also have what's happening behind the scenes. So they've put up their empowerment stories. They have a set of videos that they're showing about their business. All this actually adds trust or credibility. When I, as a user, see this website, I definitely see that, yes, one, this is a business that is helping these women, so I should help them as well. Or two, they're keeping it updated. I'm sure I will get my product because a lot of other members are posting testimonials. So you need to ensure these small basic things are also in place, where the customer feels that, yes, I can definitely transact on this website. Now, let me show you an industrial products store. This is Sevisa, who is in beveling machines. Now, they came back and said that I don't want to show my price of every product to my customers. I have B2B customers. I have a lot of customizations. I'll have a lot of interaction before I can tell the exact price. So what they've used is basically this tool where they can actually put in for a particular price. They say price upon request and allow in inquiries. So where the price is determined, they allow, they put in the price, and where it's not fixed, they ask for an inquiry, and then they reach out to that person who is putting up an inquiry. So you can, no matter which type of business you are in, there are various tools and features in which you can actually have your own digital catalog. And I'll not currently show a lot more on this subject. We'll take it in the Q&A session, because I know each of you will have, okay, I deal in this, how do I do XYZ? So let's address that one by one. We'll quickly now go back to, because you have a fair idea of how the GlobalLinker platform looks like, we'll quickly now move back to our presentation and see why is it that one should really be digitized, or how should I get digitized? How should I get started? So we saw the GlobalLinker platform, and I think the idea of this solution is twofold. One is for you to become discoverable as a business, and two is for you to become transaction ready, right? Now, quickly moving on to how you should get started with your journey online. Before I do that, I'll ask you all a question. As business owners, I'm sure resources are limited, but what is it according to you that is your most limited resource? It can be anything. Use a chat box and tell me what is your most limited resource. Okay, time, sure. Money, okay. What else? Capacity, absolutely. What else are you short on? Funds, finding genuine buyers, okay. Sure. So we've seen skilled employees, absolutely. Now, bandwidth, capacity, time, money, funds, finding genuine buyers, all of this already, we know that they're limited, and therefore we need to really use them wisely. So it's important we plan before we actually start acting. Now, in the session ahead, I'll actually show you various channels in which you can tell your prospect customers that you're ready to service them no matter where they are, what they want, and when they want it. But again, before we move forward, let me ask you all to draw a tree. Draw a tree in your mind or on paper, but in under 5 seconds. I'm going to pause here for 5 seconds. Draw a tree. So now, how many of us actually drew a tree just like the way we were taught as kids? 2 lines for barks and then a cloud on top to show the bush. You can reply in yes or no. Did you draw a tree like that? Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So over 90% of us, and I think almost 99% of us today would have drawn it in this manner. But let's say we all sat down in a group and it was a competition and we were all networking with one another and you had to draw a tree. I'm sure 100% we would have added colors, fruits, we would have done it differently, we would have added sun, birds, all of that. But the minute you need to do it in a routine manner, you don't think out of the box. So what I'm trying to bring here is that even small and regular tasks that you're doing every single day at your business, when you sit in a group, let's say with your team members or outside your team members, networking and talking about the way you do simple tasks will actually bring in a lot more new ideas on how you can do it more efficiently. So and that therefore it's very critical for you to discuss and network and build connections around it. But moving quickly on to why and how one can move or build their own sales channel, let me ask you all, and in fact times are changing, right, and we should as well. So have you ever blocked an advertisement on any of the platforms or clicked on skip ad? Any yeses there? Yes, yes. Okay, okay. So we are all guilty of it. I've done it myself and we all do it very often. But on the other hand, how many of us are actually now following influencers, following celebrities, seeing what all products they use, seeing whether it's beneficial for us, or seeing what our friends are doing? Do we really now follow? Of course. So we've seen a change in the consumer's mindset. We see that consumers today are trusting humans and not promotional content. So it's not just about um, creating a corporate video on what you deal in, but about getting people to start trusting and understanding what they want to do, what they will actually be recognized for. So it's important you build your own brand, otherwise you're not going to be noticed. And to build your own brand, you have to have your own sales channel. Now, whether that is physical, digital, all of that, we'll come to that in a bit. But again, moving to the topic on diversification on marketplaces. Now, we're all possibly listed on Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Big Basket. Based on our category, we are listed on the relevant marketplace. But as a consumer, just stop there and think, do you actually read the name of the seller while making a purchase on any marketplace? So let's say you're buying a pen or on Amazon, or you're buying a grocery item on Big Basket. Do you see the name of the seller, or do you see that it's being purchased from the marketplace? No, no. Okay. Absolutely. So we don't see the name of the seller at all times. We just see that, okay, I'm buying it from Flipkart, or I'm buying it from Swiggy, I'm buying it from Uber, I'm buying it from Zomato. So, and that is the reason why, while it's important to be on marketplaces, they only get you customers. They don't help you in building your own reputation. I will never remember that, let's say, Badal Sarkar. I will never remember that Sarkar sellers is something that I should transact for. I will only remember, let me go on to Big Basket, or let me go on to Zomato, or let me go on to Amazon and make that purchase. So if you want yourself to have that establishment in terms of your brand name, it's important and critical that you have your own digital catalog, right? So now that we know that we should be doing it, let's see how we can. And on GlobalLinker, we have over almost 30,000 plus sellers who are actively using our digital catalog capability. And I've been in conversation with them for over 5 years now. And personally, I've learned a lot of insights, trends, data, learnings, and I'd like to share them. And we're collating all of that to help you. So before again we move forward, let me ask you all, and it's important we know this: how many of us shop online? Do you buy anything at all online today? Do you buy, let's say, anything on a particular website? Do you buy, or do you use Uber, Ola to book a cab? Do you buy your food on Swiggy, Zomato? Do you actually purchase anything at all, let's say from Amazon, from a particular website? And I can see the yeses go up drastically. Now, okay. So we do shop online. Everyone, I guess. That's right, Mr. Mangesh. We all, almost 100% of us, in some form or anything, we are shopping online. But let me turn the question around. How many of you are, as business owners, selling online? Can I, as a customer, buy your product online? So I saw Mr. Chetan say he shops online. Mr. Mangesh, everyone buys online. So are you all also selling your products or services online? Whether it's industrial, B2B, anything, are you selling online? Trying to sell, right? Okay. Some yes is there. Okay. Not right now. Trying to, not yet. Yes. Okay. So my objective or goal here is for the ones who are saying not yet, or trying to do it but not yet found it, just trying to show you how you can do it in an easy and an efficient way. And for the ones who are saying that you're already selling online, if you're selling online only on marketplaces, it's time to build your own sales channel. If you're selling on your own website, it's critical to see how you can upgrade, how you can move to the next step. So let me actually show you through the various or 5 different stages of digitization. Now, the first in the digital roadmap is creating the foundation. And how do you create the foundation? By actually creating an online presence, telling people out there that I, as a business, exist. Then move on to staying active, telling people that by putting up posts, by writing articles, promoting your products, services, business, either via social media, via SEO, via digital marketing, via search engine marketing, all of that, that is your next stage of promotion. And then you scale up, you move on to the growth phase, where you're relying on data, on trends, on actually understanding how do I increase my profits, how do I reduce my costs. And at the end of all of this, it becomes a cycle where you're trying to get repeat customers, you're trying to sustain it, you're trying to earn goodwill, you're trying to earn loyalty, you're trying to build a brand. And this cycle continues again and again, again and again, in a vicious cycle for every single customer that comes to you. Now, you might argue, and a lot of times people come back and tell me that I've been doing business traditionally, I have a physical store, and I've been doing this right for years now, I'm happy, but why do you think I should move online? Or my customers come to my store and purchase my goods. So let's try and understand with the way of an example about why, if not 100% online, but at least a hybrid model where you're partially physical and partially online. So let's take an example here. Mr. Sarkar is one of our member today, but let's say Mr. Sarkar has a store of footwear in Mumbai, Andheri. And he's very happy with his business. He's getting about 100 customers every single day, and he's making profits. But let me ask you all, how does he expand further? He wants to move from 100 customers a day to his store to, let's say, 500 customers a day. What would you suggest Mr. Sarkar does? Let's see what you advise. What are your suggestions? Distribute pamphlets, okay. Go online, do promotions, okay. Run a discount, sure. Marketing with bannering of his products, okay. Needs to create one more shop, okay. Okay, so let's say there was a gentleman, I think Mr. Powar, who said run discounts. Now let's say Mr. Sarkar agrees to his idea of running discounts to attract new people, and he runs a 50% off sale, and he now, from 100 customers a day, he's very happy, he starts getting 200 people. What went wrong here? While he got 200 customers, his profits went down. Even though his customers agreed to doubled, in fact, increased drastically, his margin or his profits went down because he sold his products at 50% off. Now, and one of you said he should go online. It became equal, absolutely, Mangesh. So it wasn't really a true sense in actually growth. So one of you said, I think, yeah, Mr. Mangesh said he should go online and start doing promotions. So let's say he creates his online store, but what is it that will happen differently versus, I think Mr. Karupanan said he needs one more shop on offline. So what happens if he creates a digital store versus a physical new shop? Now, if he created a digital store, Mr. Sarkar can actually now start identifying that on Tuesday, between, let's say, 5 to 9 p.m., people don't come and buy online from me. They're buying on, let's say, Wednesday to Saturday, and that can be various reasons. Tuesday, people don't buy my product because of, let's say, they're at work, or it's not auspicious, whatever the reason may be. But on Tuesday, between 5 to 9, customers are not coming to me. What do I do now? So he's understood that insight. And what he does is he runs his 50% off only during Tuesday, 5 to 9 p.m. So one, he has not touched his regular customers who are already transacting from him. Two, he's inviting people to come and buy from him on a lean period time where he doesn't already get customers. So what happens in this is he's getting a lot of insights that, okay, during my lean hours, let me do a discount. During my busy hours, let's say, give out samples to new customers so that they start transacting more. Or let's say maybe I do a promotional scheme which is limited to a particular timing or a particular day or a particular set of customers as well. Or somebody who's regularly shopping from me, let me do a 10% off. It is difficult to do all of this in a physical store versus an online outlet. And that is the primary difference about the ease of how you can actually reach the sky. Mr. Mangesh says physical is limited, whereas online can be global and it can be 24/7, absolutely 100%. So that is the primary difference that I'm trying to bring about. But let's say Mr. Mangesh, who possibly is already online, goes to Mr. Sarkar's store, and he's a friend of Mr. Sarkar, and he says, okay, you started your online store. Now, instead of customers coming just from Andheri, you started getting orders pan-India. You started shipping to, let's say, Hyderabad, to Lucknow, to Patna, to various cities. But I started this journey 5 years back, where 5 years back, I created my online store. I allowed customers to come to me. And today I'm getting customers from Africa, from Australia, from various other countries. Now, what is it that is a difference here? It's the only difference is that it takes time to build a digital presence. It takes time for you to build your own online catalog. So the sooner you start, the better, right? So thank you, Mr. Sarkar, Mr. Mangesh, and Mr. Powar to actually be a part of this example. I'm hoping people have understood the importance of going online and start implementing it. Moving quickly now on to a digitization index in which we've tried to factor in various stages at which you as a business owner may be at. And the first being that, let's say there is a business function of marketing. Do you have a logo? Or if not, then you create an ad hoc logo. You then go on to actually creating a professional logo. The important area here is that in the digital space, because the goalpost keeps moving, you feel like there is a lot to do, but every single step that you progress, there's a lot of impact as well. Now, let's say you don't have an online profile, and today you create your GlobalLinker profile, or let's say you create a Google listing page, or you create anything online. What is the next step? You keep it complete, you keep it active, you start posting, you start engaging. Or you don't have a website, you have no presence at all, then you start with a basic website where there's only information. Then you see that customers are coming onto your website, you start making it an online store where people can actually purchase products. And then you then move on to, let's say, social media, where you create your pages. You then identify, okay, let me actually start posting. It's not just that I can have pages and stop at that. I need to start posting once a week, once a day. Move on to then, let's say, paid promotions, where you're actually asking the social media platforms to help you promote your business. And then you actually move on to a social media store. So what I'm trying to leave you with is that we all understood that we all buy online, but our customers want to buy online as well. So it's important you make that change today, in fact, now, and you invite people to get their product at their doorstep, whether it's a service, whether it's a B2B product, anything at all. Stay digitally active. And it's important for you to keep moving ahead the ladder, right? Now, let's take an example of a different sales or different function. Now, in operations, are you actually able to track your data efficiently? Or and are you able to actually allow your B2B customers to shop online from you? Now, or are you actually still sending your, let's say, salesperson? You are a manufacturer, you send your salesperson to the distributor. He goes, shows them the catalog. Every single month, he does the same activity where he's convincing the distributor, okay, you've not done the quota, let's just add some more products. And then the distributor says, okay, you give me 30 products this month. And the salesperson writes that by mistake as 80, then 50 extra shipped, and then there are a lot of errors in that. So there are a whole lot of complications in the manual world. And today, a lot of tools exist for you to be able to digitize your business, where you are allowing your distributors, your retailers, your end customers to buy online from you. And in fact, GlobalLinker has a specialized product where you can digitize your entire supply chain. So your distributor can actually just with his phone number log into your e-commerce store, and they have, let's say, the credit limit already set, they have their discount set, they have their minimum order quantity set. So you don't have to worry about the smaller aspects which can be taken care of by technology today. Your sales team can actually then work on relationship building, on building a rapport with the distributors, on understanding what is their pain point, why are they not able to order, or what is the problem that's happening. So in fact, if any of you want to understand a little more about how you can digitize your entire supply chain, drop me a message after the session. I'll be happy to help. I'll be happy to actually get an expert to do a demo for you. Now, and in sales function also, the channels remain the same. It's about progressing. I'm going to leave you all with the thought that it's important to be digitized. no matter what stage you are at, where you are, build the block now so that you have a castle tomorrow, and start progressing today. My colleague has actually put in my contact details in the chat box. So I'm inviting any of you to send in any questions post the session. We'll stop here and pause here for a moment to understand. And I told specifically that we'll take on a detailed Q&A session. So thank you for being such an engaged audience. It was really nice to see all your inputs, and thank you for being a part of the examples as well. On the screen, you can see my contact details, or it's also there in the chat box. Let me actually now go ahead and see if you have any questions there. Rima Sethi, I could only complete 85% profile updation. I'm unable to make it 100% even after adding 15% of it by updating my products portfolio. I need assistance. Rima, it's very nice to see that you are trying to make it 100%. I would request you to please write an email with your profile to me, and I'll be happy to see what is pending to help you actually make it 100%. I hope that answers your question. Moving to the next one, Mr. Manohar Pawar, how can we get export leads from overseas buyer? Okay, I was waiting for this question. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Just a moment. Okay, I'm trying to answer the question which is around exports. In fact, today evening at 5:30, we have a dedicated training session around how you as a business can get into exports, how you can be a part of this portal, which I'm going to show you now. And my colleague will put in the link of the training session for 5:30 p.m. today. But in the meanwhile, let me tell you, the Indian business portal that you can see on my screen is a collaboration between FIO, which is Federation of Indian Export Organizations. It's a nodal government body in the exports domain, who have created, and collaboration with GlobalLinker, who has created this platform for Indian sellers to actually transact with foreign buyers. And a lot of activities already happening. There are over 3,000 sellers on the portal. A lot of buyers are actually posting their requirements. So here on my screen, you can see that buyers from, let's say, USA is looking for uniform, Argentina buyer is looking for paraffin wax. Let me just show you a range of buyers who are looking for various things. There's a buyer from Croatia looking for Indian manufacturers of steel pipes, hollow section sheets, plates, beams. So it's not limited to B2C products. There are a lot of B2B related products. You can go ahead, see, scroll through these requirements, submit your interest or submit your representation. And the more important part is for you to get such leads from buyers across the world. It's important you have your digital catalog linked to the Indian business portal, which is what we will teach in the session today at 5:30 p.m. If you're not able to attend it, you can write an email to me and I'll be happy to enroll you for the next session. If not, please do go ahead and attend it if you're interested to be a part of the Indian business portal. There's a lot of focus on geographical indicators, on various products. You don't necessarily have to actually put in the product price. You can actually even do inquiry kind. So here you see this product where I can actually send an inquiry as well. So do go ahead and explore the platform. And if you're interested, you can drop me a message and I'll be happy to help you. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Pawar. Moving to the next question. Where can we create the digital catalog? That's another question that's very interesting. Now, on the GlobalLinker store, I showed you a place called Online Store. That is where you will get started with your journey. However, so there are 3-4 ways in which you can do it. One is you attend the training sessions that we do every single day at 5:30 p.m. And I can see somebody says, I need training. Absolutely. Please join the sessions at 5:30 p.m. They're designed specially for you all. And they happen every day at 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. And we cover various aspects. So a live training session is one way. The second way is where you can actually go on to YouTube, GlobalLinker channel, and see a lot of pre-recorded tutorial material where you can access at any time that you are free and go through it and do it at your own pace. So you can create your digital catalog on your own. And the third way is where you come back and tell us that I don't have the time, I can't put in the effort, I don't want to learn how to do it. You do it for me. We have a team of experts who do it at a nominal cost for our clients. So you can reach out to me for that as well. Just drop me a message and say that I need assistance or I need support from GlobalLinker in actually helping you do this. So we'll be happy to help you in that. Mr. Srinivas Yadav YouTube channel address, please. You can go on to YouTube and search for GlobalLinker. You'll find it. But my colleague will also put it there. How much does it cost for GlobalLinker to do it? So, Mr. Sarkar, there are various packages based on your requirement. So, let's say you want various features, then there's a different pricing. So, it'll be good if based on your business requirement, I'll set up a call for you and you can discuss about the various packages and how much it costs. So if you're interested, again, drop me either a mail or a message. And yes, let's move on to, and my colleague has put in the YouTube channel. Is there any option for us to find buyers similar to RFQ on GlobalLinker? So on the Indian Business Portal, the RFQ or the request for quotations exists. But Mr. Mangesh, I think the one way in which you can find buyers on your own is to stay digitally active on GlobalLinker. You need to network with various other people across the world and see there are a lot of people from over 150 plus countries who are on the platform. So it's just a matter of you going out there and interacting with them. So that's how you can find it. Pokaram Exim. Pokar Exim. I can't find buyers. Please, some suggestions. The only suggestion I can give you is one, if you're looking at domestic sellers, then have domestic buyers, then have a good profile. So let's say I want to buy any of your products. Today, you are sending me a message on the chat saying, my product is tapestry mandala and African print fabric. Can I see a digital catalog of yours? Can I, sitting at my home, can I buy from you online? Do I have the convenience of paying online? Can you ship the product directly to my doorstep? All of this exists today if you create a digital catalog via the GlobalLinker platform. So I'd invite you to first do that if you don't have one. I hope that your question is answered. Mr. Manohar, we have a valid IEC, but I'm still not able to join. That should not be the case at all. Please send me a screenshot or a video recording of what is the error that you're getting. I'm not sure why you are not able to join, but it's open to everybody. And do go ahead and make the most of this opportunity as and when it's there. So thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay, I don't have a payment gateway on my website. Can GlobalLinker help in this? Divyanshi, we have a range of payment gateway providers. We have a range of shipping partners. All you need to do is create your digital catalog and you will be pre-integrated with, for payment, we have Razorpay, CC Avenue, Paytm, various providers. Again, for shipping, we have domestic as well as international. We have Aramex, we have Shipmax. We're in the process of integrating with ShipRocket. We have VFast, we have Dunzo. So there are a range of providers that we've partnered with in both the spaces. So yes, definitely you can do that, but you'll have to have a digital catalog on GlobalLinker and we'll be happy to help you with it. So Divyanshi, okay, great. Thanks, Divyanshi. So are there any other questions? I'm enjoying this thoroughly. I really like the way today's session has been really engaged, and I really liked all of you being very active. It was a wonderful session. Thanks for all the help. Thank you, Mr. Mangesh, and each one of you for being engaged today. Really nice explanation. It really helps us. One thing I can tell you is we have a special giveaway today, and the special giveaway is that we are actually offering a business value add to you. So which means that if you win this, or if you're shortlisted for it, our expert will do a one-on-one review of your digital profile or your digital store based on where you are in the journey. So what do you need to do to be a part of this giveaway? Go on to any of your social media pages. It can be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, GlobalLinker, and post feedback about the session today, about how you benefited from the session. You can write about GlobalLinker, you can write about the Indian Business Portal, you can write about how you enjoyed or how the presentation was like, and do share that link with me or on email or on chat, and we'll be happy to shortlist you for this one-on-one expert review of your digital profile or your digital catalog. So all the very best. And we've seen a lot of members benefit from this, so we're happy to offer it to this group here today as well. And thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you for being such engaged audience, and I hope to connect with all of you as well. That's my bit on networking, so I'm hoping to see you all being proactive on that as well. So all the very best. Thank you for joining in.